Breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your GMT or where you are hearing me from. According to the information reaching me here before I got the news in nigerianews.com, they are prepared to take over the southeast by fire by force. In other words, Tinubu wants to declare state of emergency even when he is in France to the whole southeastern states. Conquest agenda. Anyway, let us read for reading's sake. But just know it. If you are a Biafran, wake up and step up your game. For those of us who are fighting one another in internet because of one selfish interest or the other, just know it that as we are busy fighting ourselves, the enemies are busy having a free day, running wide, and they are forcing the so-called zoo government to declare state of emergency on another sovereign nation. Let's see what happens. The end will justify. Your cowardice is unacceptable. Ask before we ask Bola Tinubu to declare state of emergency on SND Beribe once the whole southeast governors. You will face the full wrath of law, lose your jobs if you collect illegal fees. Abia state government warns school heads. This is Abia. This news is coming from Omaya. Stop paying money to kidnappers. This one from Zoological Republic of Nigeria, Federal Capital Territory. A national security advisor. He sends stand warning to Nigerians. God will punish you. They should stop paying ransom so that their population will be reduced and then you fill the population with Fulanis. That is exactly the plan. But nobody will understand. Stop paying ransom. Because no any from a family member or your brother or your sister or your wife or your children that will be kidnapped. All of them, you have stopped them off with security if they are in Nigeria safe. No Ribado, a call Fulani man, is gradually telling you people Tinubu has to withdraw Reno Mokiri's alleged ambassadorial nomination. Make on see what thing they happen after abusing the Igbos, after causing mayhem both on X, online and offline. This idiot is now being nominated to be ambassadorial. Do you know what is ambassador? Ambassador is a kind of people who takes care of embassies of a country in different countries. So this idiot now will call Reno Mokri, who have already become an enemy, in fact, who have turned the Igbos to be the worst enemy of his life, will now be an ambassador, a consulate in an embassy where our people will then go to seek for either visa extension or whatever assistance. So this guy now will make life a living hell for my people. Who still believe in one Zojulia. Let us continue. I beg, like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe for more interesting videos. There's no much time to waste. Let us go straight to the reason why we're here. Please let this video go viral. State of emergency loading in the southeastern part of the country. The Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohaneze Ndafonse has warned that it may be forced to call on Bola Tinubu to declare a state of emergency in all the southeastern states. Come on, Ohaneze Igbo talking about this because of the insecurity. So didn't they know that insecurity are being caused by our own people? Our own governors. Because the people in Aso Rock or in Sokoto Caliphate, in Sultan of Sokoto's house, are the ones who forced them to become governor. Who forced them on the people so that they will be doing their biddings. So when the killings is happening, they will look the other way around. After all, Okpobolo went to Kano to go and say sorry to Kano governor for the killings of terrorists in his own state. Peter Mba sent delegates of traditional rulers to Sultan of Sokoto's palace to go and say sorry for him to be coming out to say Fulanis are the one who is killing his own people. Can you imagine that rubbish? Anyway, let us continue. The organization said political leaders in the region, particularly the governors, have remained silent for too long in the face of the killings and general insecurity affecting their region. Ohaneze lamented that over 300 individuals have been brutally killed in the southeast during the first quarter for 2025. It added that the heinous loss of lives, compounded by the suspicious conspiracy of silence exhibited by the southeast governors, represents a dual tragedy that the Igbo nation categorically deems unacceptable. This Ohaneze Beribe, who is talking about this, are the ones who keep on calling Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, that they are behind the killings. So now these two guys, or these two gentlemen, is out of the way. You are calling the Southeast governors. God have mercy. God, I beg you. The organization also alleged that Fulani herdsmen are responsible for the killings, and the silence of political leaders in the region represent a passive acceptance of a grim reality and the collapse of governors in the region. Ohaneze Ndajurajo, in a statement on Tuesday, signed by his Deputy President General Mazi Okechukwu Guzoro and made available to Niger News, therefore called for urgent and decisive action from the governors of the Southeast in addressing the insecurity. The statement added that failure to take necessary action would compel them to seek an intervention from the presidency and advocate for the invasion of Section 305 of the Nigeria's Constitution to declare a state of emergency in the beleaguered states. The group pointed out that killings in areas such as Amufu and Okigwe in Enugu and Imo State, respectively, as well as Nkalaha in Ebonyi State, Uturu in Abia State, and Omunze in Anambra State, must be met with unyielding resistance. We cannot afford further delays. It is utterly unacceptable that our defenseless farmers are denied access to their lands, creating a precarious situation that signals potential food insecurity and shortages for the year of 2025. They fear now permitting our communities, which precludes families from returning for the upcoming Easter celebrations, underscores a dire need for immediate intervention. Investors are increasingly delusioned, and the Southeast is losing its status as a viable economic destination. We therefore extend a clear and unwavering ultimatum. Southeast governors must expel these killer herdsmen from our territories within 30 good days. Failure to do so will compel us to appeal for a state of emergency in any state where a governor is paralyzed by the helplessness or incompetence, thus failing to provide adequate protection for the communities currently living under siege. Our demand is simply the cold feet, cowardice, and half-heartedness surrounding the execution of constitutional responsibilities must end. It is time for our leaders, especially the Southeast governors, to confront the situation, or rather the continuous violence perpetuated by the rogue elements within our region, with the courage and commitment that history, our people, and the present moment demands. This is a definitive wake-up call for our governors to earnestly address the grievances of the people and to actively participate in the restoring peace and security in the Southeast, the statement added. You will face the full wrath of the law, lose your jobs if you collect illegal fees. Abia State government warns school heads. This is Umaya, Abia State News. The Abia State government has warned that it will terminate the employment of any school head or principal who sabotage its free education policy by charging illegal fees and levies. The Commissioner for Information, Prince Okekanu, gave the warning while briefing newsmen on the outcome of this week's State Executive Council meeting. He emphasized that education is free from primary to junior secondary school in all public schools across the state. According to him, students from SS1 to SS3 pay a reduced tuition fee of 3,300 naira only. He sternly warned principals and heads of schools who spontaneously collect fees and levies despite the state government free education policy for primary schools and junior secondary school students to brace up for heavy sanctions. The commissioner advised principals and school heads who engage in these unwholesome acts to stop further with or be ready to face the full wrath of the law. He said, by this warning, all offenders henceforth will face the full wrath of the law, including possibly losing their jobs. The statement, the state government has come up with a deliberate policy of providing impressed funds for routine expenses by principals and heads of schools. Consequently, those who engage in these dishonest and corrupt acts do not have any justifiable reasons to do so. According to Abia state government, stop paying money to kidnappers. National Security Advisor warns, or rather sends stern warnings to Nigerians. Stupid idiots. The National Security Advisor, Nuhuribado, has issued a stern warning to Nigerians against paying ransom to kidnappers. He gave the warning on Tuesday when he received over 60 victims recently rescued from captivity in Zangun, Katafe, Southern Kaduna, following sustained military operations. The victims, who had been held for over a month, include a deputy director in the civil service and a relative of Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka. The group, comprising 35 males and 29 females and children, was formally handed over to the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, during a brief ceremony in Abuja. Speaking during the event, the Bado warned that paying ransom to criminals will end up fueling the criminal enterprise. Let me urge families and communities to stop paying ransoms for these criminals. We have never paid money to secure the release of any victim. Each payment only encourages them to keep going. The more you give, the more they demand, the Badu said. The NSA attributed the successful rescue of the victims to the efforts and resilience of the Nigerian Armed Forces and other security agencies. Let me especially commend our armed forces and security services. Their tireless pursuit of these criminals is the reason we are here today, he noted. The Badu also acknowledged Bola Tinubu for his consistent support of the nation's security architecture. Thanks to the commitment of Bola Tinubu, we are making progress daily. However, the release of victims is not the end. We will continue to pursue these perpetrators and ensure they face justice. So he just went and rescued victims. Nobody was arrested. Abubakar echoed the National Security Advisor sentiment, praising the security forces and calling for increased public cooperation. The security agencies, under the coordination of NSA, have been working round the clock. I thank Nigerians for their trust and for providing vital information that aids our efforts. We ask for continued support, especially through actionable intelligence. Tinubu asked to withdraw Reno Omonkita alleged ambassadorial nomination. Ohaneze Youth Council (OYC) has called on Bola Tinubu to remove Reno Mokri from the list of ambassadorial nominees due to his alleged untrustworthiness. In a statement issued on Monday by its national president, Igbo Ayaka, the OYC expressed strong objections to Omokri's nominations, questioning how someone who previously disrupted the president could now be considered suitable to represent Nigeria as an ambassador. Igbo Ayaka cited several Facebook posts by Omokri in December 2022, particularly one where Omokri described Bola Tinubu as a non-drug lord who belongs in jail and not Aso Rock. The OYC president expressed disbelief that Omokri had been cleared for the ambassadorial position, suggesting that it was clear the security agencies had failed to conduct proper background checks into his past. Clearing Omokri Reno by security agents for the ambassadorial post is an indication that his allegations against Bola Tinubu are factual because, according to Reno, Tinubu is a known drug lord, Igbo Ayaka said. He argued that appointing Omokri as a diplomat would essentially endorse and institutionalize the negative statement he made about the president, adding that it would be a grave contradiction to appoint someone who had previously made such claims. To further support his stance, the OYC referenced Omokri's December 17, 2022 post, where he claimed to have visited Chicago and obtained verified documents related to Tinubu's alleged drug history. In the same post, Omokri suggested that if anyone could obtain a sample of Tinubu's hair or urine, a laboratory could confirm whether the president still used drugs, further fueling the controversy. Igbo Ayaka then posed the questions: if Nigerian security agencies cleared Reno to represent Nigeria, does it imply that Reno's allegations of a drug-related issue involving Tinubu have been substantiated? The OYC president called on Nigerian security agencies to uphold their integrity by demanding that Omokri provide the verified drug documents from Chicago that he claimed to have obtained in 2022 and to disclose any information regarding drug details to the Nigerian public. According to Igbo Ayaka, Omokri's failure to pass an integrity test is evident as he has made unsubstantiated and damaging allegations against Bola Tinubu only to later seek to serve in the same government or the same administration. OYC leader criticized Omokri's political motivation, claiming his criticism are driven by personal gain rather than a commitment to strengthen the Nigeria democracy. Igbo Ayaka urged the presidency to consider the implications of appointing such a controversial figure to an ambassadorial position, warning that Omokri's nomination would reinforce the perception among Nigerians that the Tinubu administration lacked integrity and credibility. The presidency should know that clearing Reno Omokri implies and confirms the perception of Nigerians that Bola Tinubu administration lacks integrity and credibility. Igbo Ayaka ascertains in his own claims. So my good people, now here we will take a break here. More of these videos is coming your way. Just like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. I, Okulora, is always here to serve you. KMSiano.